Good morning, Jobfather Nation. So good to be here today. We are excited with an amazing show. And being said, we have a couple things. First of all, let's bow our head for a word of prayer, shall we? All right. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for your abundant blessings. Help us as we reach out to the job seeker community and open doors for those of us in the job search. Help us on this show today to honor you and help those that are in transition. Lord, may great fruits of wisdom come out of this show. We are so excited to be here. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well,
Amen.
yeah. So, Godfather Nation, we are excited to be here as Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, just simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. Joco Community Radio app is for free on both Android and devices. Just simply search your store, check out the lineup and more on jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Well, Foster, we have got
Uh-huh.
yet another exciting Friday, and we have got Jeff Naugle here with us. Tell us a little more about what we can expect on this week's episode of The Jobfather.
Well, I laugh. Jeff and I have had a good time with his last name because I spent some time on the West Coast in the early '80s, and we had a restaurant called Naugle. It's Jeff Naugle, and we had a restaurant called Naugles. And all of us little young ones, after we get through partying, we would go to Naugles and we get a super burrito. Well, I don't know if you want to get. They had two burritos. They had a regular burrito that you could barely finish. It was perfect in size. Then they had a super burrito that I didn't see anybody finish something that big. Oh my God. And fortunately, I think the super burrito was probably only about $2.49 back then. Jeff might Jeff might remember that. But guys, here's what Jeff does. Jeff is the creator, guys, or he's a co-founder, if you will, of the CCG Catalyst Career Group. And you know what? We are going to talk about job fairs today because what Jeff does, guys, is he creates online and in-person job fairs. So the person that creates and manages these things, we want to hear from your observations. We want to talk about CCG. We want to everything that's going on and whatever Jeff thinks job seekers need to hear, we want to hear. But
Yes.
before we get there, I want to share a landing and a promotion, actually, believe it or not,
Ah,
that we have. And my computer is deciding that it wants to act crazy. Okay, there's Chris Pierce. Chris Pearson, guys, is a West Regional salesman. He's a manager for the whole Western region of Havis Inc. And congratulations, Chris, on that new landing. That was early part of this week where you got that landing. And my buddy, Vicky Jasper, I went to school with Vicky back in the '80s. We were at North Texas State University, back when it was North Texas State before it became UNT. And Vicky has been promoted to Service Integration Strategy Senior Manager,
wow.
not manager, but senior manager.
Amazing.
And she's over at Raytheon. And I used to where worked a long project at Raytheon. I like Raytheon. It's a fun company. It's some really, really neat stuff going on over there. So congratulations, Vic. I just wanted to make sure and mention you and that promotion because anybody deserves that. Let me tell y'all something. Vicky Jasper is exemplary at everything that she does. And so congratulations, Vic. All right, all right. Let's get back to talking about Jeff Naugle. So, Jeff is with us, and I am also friends with Jeff's wonderful wife, Shelby. and she's a recruiter. So you know what? Shelby and I, we get a chance to talk about recruiter kind of stuff. All of me and Dana's little idiosyncrasies of our job and all that kind of stuff. So, Jana, you got to meet Shelby. You got to connect with Shelby.
That'd be
And,
great.
I see Joel Fry is with us
Hey, Joelle.
today. John Ballard, I know you're out there. I just saw you text, and I know you're out there, and it's good to see you. John Sparenberg, love to see you. Brother Rex, hey, make sure and do what you do and ask questions along the way, because Rex, you and I have had a number of conversations about what we're going to talk about with Jeff today. So
Yeah. And you know what, Foster?
we don't want to forget our hype lady,
That's it.
Mez. I knew you were going there, so I'm going to shut up and let you tell about Mez.
Oh, no, you're welcome to. I just forgot to mention Mez when we first did the intro. We're really blessed to have Mez as our hype lady and kind of our behind the scenes project manager. If we didn't have Mez, Foster and I would be squirrels
we'd be
on
a
squirrels.
shambles.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is a blessing. She hops on with us from time to time. And then we have our official hype man, J Hop, who is usually on with us at Jewish Family Services. Foster, I also wanted to mention it for job seekers, if you don't mind, is to go look for opportunities, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Let's do it. Awesome. So a couple things. If you are looking for opportunities in either the Dallas-Fort Worth area or Phoenix, Arizona, please check out CarisLifeSciences.com. I know the recruiting team very well. I was there for a little over 10 years. Great organization in the oncology space. If you are looking for a business development, an executive business development opportunity, and you are on or you are in either pharma, med device, or biotech, or clinical affairs, TriNet Pharma is looking to hire a business development professional to help grow their business as they place MSLs and numerous clinical affairs professionals all over, I believe, here in the US and potentially globally as well. And then if you are looking for opportunities here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Galderma.com. Go to Galderma. They are a dermatology company. Please check them out. They are actively hiring as well.
Now, that's cool stuff. I want to tell you guys, there's a number of things in this network, including Jeff. We're going to talk about, we gleaned him today. Guys, each week, each Thursday, most of you guys probably know and have been to South Lake Focus Group. I want to encourage you guys to go to southlakefocusgroup.com, because many of you guys that are listening are in Atlanta, and you folks out in North Carolina, hey, Jane and the crew out there.
And my brother Troy.
And your brother Troy. I don't think Jane and Troy live too far from each other. So
nope, he's in Waxhaw.
That's where Rex was. Oh my, anyway.
I know, Rex told me he lived right off a 12-mile road where my brother lives. It's like such a small world when you network. This is why we network.
It really is. And guys, Rex has been, we're still celebrating Rex's landing. He landed with Liberty University. He is the top HR person for Liberty University out there.
He's amazing.
And you talking about an amazing, everything that I do, and the reason that I do it spawned, God used Rex to show me, hey, this is how you do it. This is what's out there. This is how you think about it. And Rex, for me and Maz and Dana, he's our go-to person. Honestly,
he really is. Rex
and he's
is
probably
a gift
getting
from
mad
God.
at me. He's probably getting mad at me bragging about it.
He is a gift from God. I'm telling you, Foster, since I was unexpectedly impacted with the layoff from the Corn Ferry side. There's a side of their business that was struggling a bit. And so they've been going through layoffs since the end of last year. Rex has been a blessing to me. He has such insightful questions. He happens to be in the HR talent acquisition leadership space that I'm in. So he's been a mentor. So if you're not connected with Rex Sawit,
Oh, you said it right.
Saoit.
Saoit.
Yep. Please connect with him. If you're not connected with Foster Williams, you should be, but connect with Meg Rose Caterio, Dana Gingerich, that's me. And it's
Joel
Jeff
Fry's with us too.
Naugle
Check out Joel.
and Joel Fry, as well as Jason
Yeah,
Cooper and Jeff Naugle. Those are all great people for you to know and be connected in. We will help you via LinkedIn on your search, won't we, Foster?
that's right. We're going to hear, you guys, you're going to hear from Jeff today. If we ever shut up and get to Foster, shut up and get to Jeff. If we ever get around to him, you'll see why you ought to connect with him. Okay. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Foster.
Guys, Jeff is down in Austin, and it's funny. I met now hey Holly Doty. Sorry, squirrel. I see people chiming in with us. Guys, now I met Maurice and Kelly. Now Kelly and your wife are sisters, right?
Right.
Okay. And I met this Jeff Naugle guy. I knew Kelly and Reese for a long time. I met this Jeff Naugle guy. He came to a Who You Know event, and I met this Jeff Naugle guy. And as you get into conversations, you trip over things and people that you're like, wow, Reese, Reese and Kelly, and Jeff's wife Shelby goes, yeah. Like my whole life, she's my sister. I'm like, oh God, there we go. So God puts the right people together. That's all I got to say, guys. We've got a Frisco Connect coming up on June 6th. So be looking for the announcements. Dana and I and a multitude of people will be sharing those announcements all over the place. We are going to have John Wright, who's going to be with us. John Wright is going to be teaching us how to use Boolean search to find jobs and all kinds of stuff. So he's really a master at really what John does is travel around the United States and teach leaders about things that they can do to get where they need to get. There's John Ballard. He made it. You made it, didn't
John?
you? Hey,
so
JB.
John's going to be at Frisco Connect, Foster?
John will be at Frisco Connect.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, guys, those are the things that are coming up. Congratulations to the people that landed. Congratulations to my buddy Vicky Jasper at Raytheon. And Vicky, we need to be praying for you. I love Raytheon. That company is so big and they get into so many different things. I love it.
Yeah.
So congratulations again. And Jeff Naugle, let's talk about your world. Well, how did the CCG get started? Catalyst Career Group. I love it. And I like the name because that catalyst part is what it's all about. We're going to be catalyzing to, I guess that's a word.
Catalyzing.
Whatever.
I like that, Foster. Little catalyzing.
That's a Jobfather kind of thing, I guess.
That's right. We have our own language on the Jobfather.
So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about your world, wherever you want to get started, observations that you've made, all of this, anything that you feel like is valuable for job seekers to know.
Absolutely. And, just to start with, I'd like to go a little bit before I started at Catalyst Career Group. And, I've been in the career field for 50 years. So maybe I'm dating myself, but the first half of my career I spent in banking and finance. And I was always asking my question, or asking this question myself, how is what I'm doing really impacting the kingdom for God? And I was always trying to fill that blank with what I was doing, but it was so money motivated that I was struggling. And I came into a place where the last position I held with a major company, I didn't hit my quota and I was let go. It was the one time in my history that I experienced that firing. And it's hard on your ego. And you start to question a lot of things, right?
I went through that, yeah.
And maybe some of you out there are in that place right now. So I just want to encourage you from what I experienced, because at that time I was under a non-compete. it was an 18-month non-compete. So I could not stay in the same industry I was in. And I had to shift. And a friend of mine who owned a company that was in the recruiting business and job fair production, he and I had known each other for years, and it never worked out that we could get together. But this time worked out, and I talked to him about helping him expand his company in job fair production. And I stepped into this business kind of just haphazardly, not knowing anything about it, but I love it. And I spent 4 years with my friend's company, which bumped right up to 2008. Many of you out there might remember 2008. Maybe you
Oh
had a
my
bad
God.
experience.
Yeah,
It was a rough
especially
year. It really
what was
was.
it like? Was it September, October was a pivotal month in '08?
It was. And that was the month that our company literally let everybody go. The company ended up going bankrupt. It was just horrible. But I was faced with a decision. What am I going to do? And this might be where some of you are, because there wasn't much in the way of jobs. Now, that might be different now, um, but I was saying, should I try and find a job and just concentrate on that? Or
Uh-huh.
I had a friend of mine I'd worked with, and he said, what do you think about starting our own business? And he and I'd worked together at the job fair company. And I said, are you crazy? We're in the middle of a recession. How are we going to make money? And uniquely, my friend is a Christian too, and we put our heads together. We partnered together and started this company 15 years ago. And for the first 9 months, we were burning through our cash, but when we hit month number 9, we finally hit profit. And from that point on, we kept growing. And I'm so grateful to God for that, but more so that he had to do something incredible in my life to, first of all, break the golden handcuffs that I had around my hands for what I was doing in finance,
Okay.
because I couldn't leave that field because I was tied by my salary, and start something new. So I had a chance to start something new, and then I would never have become an entrepreneur. I never owned my own business. I always thought of working for someone.
Me too.
And it's funny how God has different plans, and he will orchestrate those plans if you're willing to kind of come alongside him. And so 15 years ago, we started this business, and our company does currently job fairs in 35 different cities around the United States. We had always done in-person job fairs up until COVID. But when COVID happened, we had to pivot into a service option that would help our candidates that were looking for work, as well as companies that were looking for candidates. So we quickly pivoted to a virtual online platform. And for 2 years, we were doing solid in virtual job fairs. But we always wanted to look for the chance to get back to in person. I love in person. I love the chance for people to present their personality, their story, their image.
Right.
And virtual is hard to do that because a lot of times it's a text format, or it's a abbreviated time on video, and it's just harder. So we're trying to work on reintroducing our in-person job fairs in our city markets around the country. We'd actually hoped to reintroduce our Dallas area to our in-person. And unfortunately, my timing was bad. I timed it along with Memorial Day week, and I think a lot of people were taking time off. But we're going to skip that and move to a planned event toward the end of August. So when the time's right, we'd love to help people with that. But if I may talk for just a second about even what I think job fairs can do for people.
Please, yes.
And how to kind of use them effectively, because there's lots of job fairs out there besides me. In fact, I'll start with this. About 2 months ago, we acquired a company that has a website called Jobfairsin.com. And Job Fairs In is a events calendar of job fairs all over the United States. So you can go there and discover other job fairs. I'll tell you, it's a bit in its infancy with us. We're reintroducing things. We're going to be changing things, offering services to candidates. And actually, that's where I really hope that I can connect with Foster and Dana and your group, and maybe offering these kind of services to people all over that may not know about you yet.
Yes.
But for now, it's one place where you can go to discover job fairs. And I was mentioning it earlier that a job fair gives you a chance to tell your story, present your image and personality to people. But it's so hard to get face to face with people these days that are either influencers or decision makers.
Uh-huh.
Most people are on the job boards and they're discouraged because they're applying for so many positions and not hearing anything back. And
Exactly.
that's very discouraging.
Uh-huh.
But at a job fair, you actually get to be in control. You get to choose who you get to go see, and what you get to say, and the time that you're there. But there's one thing that I really feel is critical for people to think about when they're going to a job fair that most people never consider. And it has everything to do with what you all are talking about, and that's networking. And a lot of people miss this, but they go into a job fair, they look at the event guide, they see a company with a position that they want, and they go see them and then leave. My instruction to people all the time is, instead, go to see that company, but go see all the other companies if possible too.
Uh-huh.
Because these recruiters, they not only know about the jobs they have open today, but they know about jobs they might have next week or next month that might be perfect for you, but not be listed. We have recruiters who are part of the planning process for future hires. So even if they don't have the job now, they might know about one coming up too. And they can let you know about that. And so many times recruiters are friends with other recruiters from other companies.
That's our job, is to network like that.
Yeah. And if they meet somebody they like, friends are often referring friends to other friends. So,
it's so
why
true.
not do it with a recruiter that's already in that business? So that, if I could give you just a golden nugget that you can walk away with knowing about job fairs,
Hey, give it.
that would be one that I would want to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, guys, I want before Jeff gets to that part, I want to suggest very strongly that hey, check out, if you're going to a job fair, check out who's going to be there. Check out what they have. It takes time, but guys, when we're in job search, this is our job. This is what we're supposed to be doing, guys. Check out the companies that are going to be there. See what they have. See if you are a good fit for something that they have, because that will be the thing. If you find something, that will be the thing that you will be able to approach a recruiter from that company and be able to talk about. And believe me, we recruiters get excited about when we do have a fit. We get excited, and you'll be surprised what stays on our radar, and we move forward after we leave the job fair and we get engaged, because these hiring managers are not easy on us recruiters in all such circumstances. They want their people. They want them now. They got priorities. They got deadlines. They got to get people. What is that, Dana? Our butt in the seat analogy that we use in recruiting.
Yep. And I was going to say, Foster, we're getting close to the end of the first half of the show, but when we come
Already,
back,
wow, yeah.
Jeff is going to be joining us for the second half. I'd really like to find out a little bit more about the types of job fairs. I have a couple questions for Jeff, and how you can get on the radar to learn more about when these job fairs are, where the job fairs are. And I'm assuming, Jeff, you probably have a website that when job fairs are going up, it shares the information, correct?
That is correct, Dana.
Yeah. So we'll dig in a little bit more. And I'd also like to find out and discuss best practices. We've hit on a few things the first half of the show, but let's dig in a little bit more on the best practices. Everything from, what you would wear to one of these to what you should bring with you, the types of questions you should be prepared for. Let's give our listeners not only the strategy behind being successful at the job fairs, but knowing Jeff and having him on the show, we'll be able to discuss more about where to go find this information. I'm excited and interested to learn more about this, Jeff, because I've always enjoyed career fairs, conferences, and
Me
things
too.
like that. And I have so many questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to tell you more.
Yeah, we're going
Awesome.
to have 30 minutes to do that. That's pretty cool. We will,
Yeah.
up until the time we hear music, guys. I want to suggest that you guys go and Google the CCG, the Foster's. I love that CCG, the Catalyst guys. We're catalyzing our career. Catalyst Career Group. Google them up, check them out, guys. The guy that runs the joint is on with us, so you might want to make sure that to connect on LinkedIn with Jeff. Tell him that you heard him on the show. You saw him on the show. John Ballard and all those guys out there. Cynthia, I forgot to mention you. Hello, Cynthia is with us as well right now. And you know what? A lot of people from our prayer group this morning, Jeff, are listening to us right now. So it's
Awesome.
absolutely awesome.
Did
God
you say
guides this thing.
ccg.org, Foster?
Say that again.
Did you say ccg.org?
No, I told
It's
everybody to
actually,
Google it up, but Jeff, tell us
yeah,
what that is.
absolutely. It's catalystcareergroup.com.
Here's
And
our
probably the biggest
music.
challenge with Catalyst is knowing how to spell it. But
Yeah, and
it's
that's true. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Okay. See you on the second half.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with Smartfares. See, Smartfares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use Smartfares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our Smartfares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call Smartfares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home where it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
It's in an envelope on there, whatever. Welcome back to the second half of the show, Jobfather Nation. We are so excited to continue the conversation with Jeff Naugle of Catalyst Career Group, which focuses on career fairs. So we are really excited about this. With that being said, Jeff, again, thank you for joining us today. We are beyond excited. I appreciate you sharing a little bit of the background about how God transitioned you out of corporate America and into this career transition. Share with us a little bit about what these career fairs look like, what kinds of companies attend, and how you go about bringing these organizations into these career fairs.
Absolutely, Dana. So A lot of the clients that come in with us are companies that actually reach out to us. They discover us through Google search. They're looking for a chance to do a job fair. And since we do job fairs on a regular basis in most of our locations with either a 60 or 90-day kind of cycle, we have companies who continue to come back time and time again. And then we have companies who come in just one time, or some that, just as they have need or seasonally. The types of companies that come in vary widely, and so do the position types. And it can be different from location to location, or even in the same location, the next time it happens could be a completely different group of companies. Here's one thing I would say about job fairs and the types of positions that come in. Even if you're a more experienced individual, I would not say that's not right for me, because a lot of times those individuals, I've been in that, I'm in that group, think, well, the way I'm going to find a job is either on LinkedIn or through a headhunter, something like that. And those are great ways of being discovered and finding information. But the job fair, again, what we talked about earlier, was that unique opportunity to get face to face with recruiters. And sometimes those recruiters may not be planning to promote their more experienced positions, because they're not thinking necessarily that a job fair might be the place where they're going to find them, because they got that team trying to locate them. That's, headhunters. But they're so excited when they do. And it's a chance for an experienced person to get some experience presenting themselves and also make those networking connections. So our events, Dina, they're multi-industry, multi-profession, lots of positions, and experience level from, literally entry level to highly experienced. Give you some ideas, the Dallas event we were thinking about hosting, we had a couple of schools that wanted to get in. This is a great time of year if you're someone in education to be connecting with K through 12 schools and even colleges and university, because they're doing their hiring and planning for the next fall. And so this is the time of year that they like to get out and find talent. We've also had a huge influx of law enforcement agencies that have been coming in, looking to rebuild their police department. And there's just been a lot of that going on. But we have everything from administration to finance to sales, logistics. There's just so many different fields. And that's one of the things I love about my job. It exposes me to so many different things and so many jobs that I never even thought of before, including remote positions. And I know more and more these days, people are looking for either hybrid positions where they get to be in the office a little and at home a little, or completely remote with great flexibility. COVID gave us a taste of what that's like, and now some of us really enjoy that. So that's what I'd say about the companies.
One thing that I've noticed, and especially at job fairs, guys, we need to have a positive attitude. We need to have a smile on our face when we approach these recruiters. I know that the pandemic has put us through a lot of things, especially with companies. But remember, a company is just a bunch of people together working together. So some of the frustrations that we have suffered from the pandemic exists in the companies as well. But if you walk up, and believe me, I've been to 100,000 job fairs. But guys, if you walk up to a recruiter and you got that scowl on your face, you're ticked off because this and that is not telling me what I need to know. You will give me your resume. You might even be a good fit for a position I have, but I'm scared to talk to you about that role because I saw that scowl on your face. So, guys, let's keep this in mind. Now, I know a lot of minds out there right now saying, well, golly, Foster, we go through all this crap out here, and the companies are doing this, and people are shooting there, But
Yeah.
We have a God that tells us he's going to take care of us. And
Yeah.
if we really truly believe that, we can approach everybody. And by the way, Jeff, I shared something on LinkedIn earlier this morning that is directly related to what I'm talking about right now. Guys, we can have a smile on our face knowing that things are going to be taken care of, and we go somewhere because we have that trust. So it is going
Yeah.
to be nothing but a positive. We want recruiters, especially if they got a job that looks like I'm a good fit for. We want to definitely meet the recruiters, but you know what? At the job fair, we get a chance to do that. And we want to be that positive. That first impression they get of us needs to be one that's positive. Even after the job search, go your network, see if Dana, see if Foster has a connection to that recruiter, has a relationship with that recruiter. We want to be remembered. And now, a lot of the job fairs, some of the old job fairs that Dana and I have been part of, I'm kind of dating us a little bit. Golly, Dana, how many people we talked to at those job fairs? Oh my God, at the end
Oh, a
of the
lot
day.
of people. It's great.
So we need a little help sometimes, guys, remembering you. And believe me, if you made an impact and it reapproaches us, we will remember. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
It
shut
is.
up about that. That's Jeff's world.
So Jeff, do you ever segment the job fairs depending on like if it's a clinical affairs job fair or an administrative job fair, or is it more all different industries together to really meet as many people as possible for networking?
Yeah, Dana, there are some job fairs out there that are industry specific, and I'd encourage you, if you look for those. That's great. Ours are multi-industry, so it's more of what you were describing, that accumulation of lots of different types of companies and jobs.
Yeah, that
And
makes
I'll say
sense.
that, what you were saying, Foster, about attitude, it's so important. And yet I know that feeling of despair that sometimes we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's normal to go through those feelings. Um, I was absolutely there when I was out of work 15 years ago, and it was in the middle of a recession. And you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? And you're thinking you're the caretaker of your family, and you want to
Yes.
be a good provider, and yet you can't see where it's going.
No,
And
you can't.
that's so much like God, though, isn't it? That he says trust and have faith. And so just as an encouragement to you all, that if I could just say this, when you come into a job fair, if you get a chance to do this, hey, dress your best, dress for success.
Absolutely that. Yeah.
Always.
Yep. Wear a suit and tie, even if your job is not in a suit and tie. You don't get a second chance to make a good first impression. So have that part down. So you don't have to worry about how you look. You look great. Or, in a nice dress or a suit outfit. But then you need to have down what you're going to say. And a lot of times we do this in networking. We create an elevator pitch for ourselves.
Yes.
Our networking introduction. So when we come up to that recruiter, we immediately introduce them with a high impact introduction. And it doesn't take a lot, but they want to know a couple things that are real important. First of all, what are you looking for, or are you open? And there's nothing wrong with being looking around or being open. You just need to say it professionally. Right now, I'm exploring some career options. That's a great way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are at job fairs. Then they might want to know a little bit about your past experience. So be prepared with just 2 minutes, real quick. This is what I've done in the past. These are the kind of transferable skills I had. And these are how I've helped organizations in the past with my skills. And share measurable results of some story of measurable results that you achieved in your position. That's your story. Nobody else has that. And gets people excited to want to know more about you. And then you can share more details. But get that down in your introduction to start with. Know what you want to say so you don't have to worry about that as you're coming in. And then you can just enjoy yourself. This is all about discovery. They're looking to discover you. You're looking to discover them and jobs. So don't make it about getting a job that day. Let it be about enjoying yourself, meeting new people, and creating those introductions.
I agree.
Network connections.
Mez just said, "What is oh, this is Foster made over." She said, "Make it a conversation, not a monologue." Guys, we get in this world, we get a monologue. Oh my God! Oh, this is what I'm supposed to say. No, I want to know who you are. If I'm going to submit you to one of my hiring managers that I have me and Dana's word, a relationship with, then guess what? Guess what? My reputation as a recruiter is on the line in what Dana and I and Jeff and other
Yes.
people, Jeff's wife Shelby, hey Shelby, and you know, our reputation is on the line. They are hard on us. Also, you sent me this person. You told me you wanted me to do this. You wanted me to send you this uh, tangible person. I'm an intangible kind of guy. So I send you that person exactly what you told me you wanted, and then you're telling me, "Oh, well, Foster, I want them to do this, or I want them to come from here." Why didn't you tell me that the first time? So, guys, what I'm sharing with you is this is how we zero in. Most recruiters, when we first get a requirement from a hiring manager, a lot of times, and when I'm talking about more than 50 percentile guys, this is how we find out what that hiring manager really truly wants to hire. And then a lot of times we have to augment, if you will, the job description. So you guys have seen job descriptions change a lot of times. That is why we have had to
Mhm.
add on to bring the right kind of people this hiring manager wants to see. So
Yes.
okay, shut up time for Foster again. All right.
I want you to know, Foster and Dana, Shelby wanted to join today just to say hi, but she got a little sickness, so she's not
Oh
feeling
no,
up to
no.
being part of it. But thank you for mentioning her.
I'm sorry.
Now you
That's
talking about a
okay.
first impression, guys. I'm gonna tell you, Jeff's wife Shelby. Number one, she's pretty as all get out, so Jeff got lucky. But
I
you know what?
did.
When you meet Shelby, Shelby has this energy about her, and you want to get to know Shelby. You want to hear what Shelby's got to say. And I am convinced at this point in my life, I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, that that is a gift from God. So Shelby, we love you, and you and I'll talk, and we'll just keep that thing going because we help each other, guys. Why is Foster always talking about relationships? Because that's where a lot of golden nuggets for life comes out of those relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
it
I'll
really
just
does.
add one additional thing. Um, I love the stories of people coming out from my job fairs. I love getting to know people. I prayed for people at my job fairs. I love connecting. And one of the things I love to hear most is because we do it a little different on site, and we teach people, we take them through a 10-minute orientation, giving them this kind of information before they go in and telling them, hey, get around to talk with everybody.
Uh-huh.
They're not thinking that way. And I have had story after story after story of people that came out and said, thank you for sharing that information with me. Because of that, I've got an interview with this company that I would have never considered before. And
Ah,
it happens time after time. And I love it. And I'm really praying even now for your listening audience that happens to some of you.
Oh, we really appreciate that, Jeff. That is so exciting.
at the job fair, guys, we get a chance to shine. I mean, these recruiters are bombarded with people, and everybody wants a job, and everybody's going, "Oh my God, I don't have a job, and I'm freaking out." Well, can you be that calm mindset with that wonderful smile that walks up to a Jeff Naugle and says, "Hey, Jeff, uh, I have been studying your company. Number one, green flag, as well as talk about red flags. Let's talk about green flags. I have been studying your company, Jeff. I have an interest in it. And this is why. This is what I do. I saw this. I really like, and I'm thinking about Raytheon, as a matter of fact, as I'm going ahead. I am interested in your company because you guys do this. And if you saw a job posting, guys, absolutely want to talk about this thing. Are you the recruiter, Jeff, that handles that? Could you introduce me to the recruiter that can tell me a little bit more about that position? I
Yes.
feel that I am a really, really good fit for that position. And this is why, guys, prove to the recruiters that talk to a million people why they should be talking to you.
Yes, yes, yes. That's so good, Foster. And one of the things that our company does, not all companies do this, but the Friday before the week of the events that we're going to be hosting, we add the names of the companies who've registered to date and all their positions to our website. And also, it goes out on an email to anybody who's already registered for the job fair so that they know. That's really important. What you were just saying, getting a chance to do a little bit of background check, information on this job that you're very interested in, so that you can talk, with an more educated about it,
Right.
and it's powerful. So that's a great tool. I'll also just mention this too. I just briefly said it, but I think if people can add measurable results to what they're talking about, it's really powerful in terms of what they've achieved in the past. And it also is probably the one thing that's missing most often from resumes that I read. And it's the thing that stands out most to me. So if I could encourage your listeners that are, working on their resumes, maybe a number of you already have figured this out, but make sure that you've got some type of measurable results in the form of dollars. Maybe it's dollars that you help the company make, or
Ah,
dollars you help them save. Maybe it's some type of percentages of change that you've influenced. So percentages are a great way to measure results in change, up or down, positive directions. Another is time, because time's money in business. And if what you do helps companies save time, that's saving them money. So that's a great thing. And the other, or the final thing I'd say, is just numbers as it relates to anything that you do. And it could be the number of people you manage, number of
oh yeah,
processes,
yeah.
numbers, all tie in. That tells your personal story. It makes your resume really pop. And it also really gets people excited when they're talking to you, because it really demonstrates a level of understanding and confidence in what you've achieved, that gets them excited about you.
Yeah, we got Cynthia Slack with us, and she's a project manager. So when you were talking about those numbers, I was thinking about time to completion for projects. A lot of times, those type
Yes,
of numbers can be very, very important, especially Cynthia and other project managers and other people that do things involved with projects. That time to completion can be a very, very plus one for you.
absolutely. That's so powerful with project management, because that's the thing with project management, isn't it? It usually goes overtime.
Uh-huh.
So if you're able to talk about those kind of numbers, that's awesome.
hmm That's really good. There's so many things. I'm a people person, so I get excited. My dad was the pastor. My dad my dad was the first person to tell me about this, and I never really noticed this before. But he says, "Son, when you get up in the morning, I mean, you're okay, you're a nice guy and all that stuff, but you get excited. You get a lot of energy when you get in front of people. If you know that you're going to be talking to somebody came to visit, or you're going somewhere and there're going to be a lot of people there, you get your energy from people." And I never thought about that. And I'm
Mm,
not the only one, guys. I'm not the only one. If that is the case, go and do this personal thing. An overview that I'll give you real quick without using all of Jeff's time is, Jeff and I were talking about it yesterday. We have so much technology, Apple, AI, and all of these,
yes,
all of these applicant tracking systems and all the other software that's supposed to get us where. These are tools, guys. We What's happening is we don't realize it. It is being a wedge is being pushed, and it's not the technology's fault. It's our use of the technology. A wedge is being pushed in between interpersonal relationships. And you know what? Interpersonal relationships is what ends up getting us that job. What if
yes.
there are three candidates for this position and the hiring manager's like, "Oh my goodness, I got three good people." Think about it, guys. What is going to make you the candidate that gets that job when I've got 3 or 4 other people that are up to bat for this one position? And just think about it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So right on. And people still hire people. They
There
don't
you go.
hire a piece of paper. So that is great. And especially because I know you're such a big advocate of this, Foster, people's involvement in any type of job networking group.
Hmm.
And it's especially important because you're not only building relationship and connections, but there's community there, and there's encouragement there, and there's hope. And I know because of our faith, we believe in the power of prayer over
That's
one
right.
another. So it's
Absolutely.
all inclusive.
It is all inclusive. It is all inclusive. We get an opportunity to talk about commonalities. Listen, guys, we as recruiters, if we get a chance to find that person that's going to get that hiring manager off of my back, out of my office. Now, you can tell that I was a company recruiter, and well, I spent some time as you would say, an RPO, management recruiter, a recruitment process outsourcing. So there's a lot of companies that don't have their own recruiters, guys. And you'd be surprised the size of some of these companies that do not have their own recruiters. Well, they outsource that. They might go to a Corn Ferry. They might go to an Egon Zender. They might go to any of these companies in order to get their positions filled. Now, companies, I encourage you to get your own recruiters, set up relationships with people that you can work with, because it can be very, very expensive to consistently hire people from a solution provider. Well, that solution that we're providing is that recruiting solution. So I'm going to
Yes.
encourage companies to do that. I have been probably the 60% of my career as a recruiter was in executive levels. There was a big old company that we all know that Kathy Kostenbader hired me to be one of the head recruiters for. So, you know what? I had a really, really good time. Yay, Verizon. And so what we're sharing, what we are sharing is that very thing right there.
Yeah.
And you get a
Well,
chance to meet these companies right there at the job fairs.
yes. And Foster, one of the things that um, I like to say is, facts tell and stories sell. And that goes the same as if
I
you're a
like
job seeker. Facts tell, but stories sell. And so have your stories ready. And another form of stories is in sharing your soft skills. A lot of times, I think people gloss over their soft skills because it's so naturally part of them that they sometimes think everybody's got it.
Uh-huh.
And it's just not true.
Mhm.
So if you're a
So
hard
true.
worker, if you're trustworthy, dependable, you've got attention to detail, there's 1,000 things, in terms of soft skills. Do a Google search and figure out which ones are yours.
Oh,
But
yeah.
be prepared to tell and share stories about how you've used your soft skills too to help companies, because more and more these days, I really believe that the companies are looking for people who are just wanting to work, willing to work, and they're dependable.
Yes. The fabric of how we do things was drastically changed by this pandemic. So, uh, uh, job seekers, remember that companies are learning to to incorporate some things that they never had to worry about before. How do I manage a remote employee in this particular opportunity
Yes.
that we're looking for? Guys, take a little bit especially for your interviews, take a little bit of concern about what companies may be going through. Ask some of these questions in these interviews. Very, very probing questions are okay, because we want to hire the people that are most prepared and seem like they have a real excitement about what it is that I do. I don't want to
Hmm.
just hire somebody that just needs a job. So, guys,
Hmm.
in that environment, that company's going to meet a lot of people. There are going to be some people that they're going to remember. You guys be those people that they remember. Do that with your people connection type of common sense stuff, guys. Know about the company. Approach the people. Talk to them about what they're part of. Find out. Ask questions about what they're part of. We recruiters, we hiring managers, a lot of times hiring managers themselves, because of priorities, will be at these job fairs. Jeff, you've probably seen some of that yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. A
Mhm.
lot of times when it's a high need position or a immediate need positions, sometimes those hiring managers want to be there along with the recruiter. So if they meet somebody together, they can start interviewing them right then and there and not miss it. Because really, reality is the good ones go fast. So if you're a
Good
good
ones
one,
go
you
fast.
don't want
Guys,
to
I'm
lose.
hearing the music. Jeff, thank you for being with us.
Oh,
And
thank you,
we'll
Foster.
have
Thank
you
you, being
back
here.
because we're going to have a number of events that we want to let people know about. So,
I
but
love
guys,
that.
we will see you guys next Friday. Thank you
Burleson,
for coming out.
Trevino, Grandview to Godly. This is the voice of Johnson County. Joco Community Radio.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get